ever done with my life write this book. Steven's laughing because it was his idea.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, sure. So, thank you guys so much for coming tonight. I'm sorry there's a pole right here. I can't see my family back there. My sister. My niece and my nephew. And my brother-in-law who likes the Cowboys, but he gets a pass. Could be worse, could be a Eagle fan. But I want to say thank you to everyone for coming out tonight and for being super supportive. Yes, the past 2 years, I guess, have been pretty tough. Pretty tough, to say the least. So somehow I decided to take all of these feelings and thoughts and everything that I had and put it into words, and it came out as this book, which is crazy. So I have a lot of amazing people in my life, and they're all here. Whether I've known you for like since birth or since spin class recently. Tasha is amazing. I wrote my last article about Tasha and how awesome she is. So check out your gift bags to go take a free class with Tasha. Bike 23 is mine, by the way. So that's my bike. But a lot of you have been there for this happened, and they got caught in the firestorm of Kelly Smith, innocently. And then a lot of you have been here during or after, so I just want to say thank you guys for doing this, for coming out and supporting me. It's so hard to do. I wrote this book and opened up myself. Everything is out in this book. So there's a lot of stuff that you're going to learn about me that will probably surprise you, some of you not so much. It might break your heart a little bit when you read a little bit about it. And hopefully it'll inspire and give some hope to a lot of people going through the same things. I think in this room right now, we all know someone that's either been in a toxic relationship or is in a toxic relationship or because of a toxic relationship. So, and some of us, the lucky few, have done both, and that is me. I have done both. So I want to start with my acknowledgments. This is the worst part for me, by the way. I have a few. So I'm going to read some, and then there are some that you'll have to read when you buy the book. But so if you don't hear your name, it doesn't mean you're not in there. Well, Nancy's not in there for sure. The crazy thing is, the first acknowledgement that I have in here, I'll give a little bit of a backstory, is to David, my ex-husband. And this is where I get super emotional. Like super emotional. So like, for those of you who knew he and I together, he definitely means a lot to me. So my kids are here tonight, Harry and King, and I want them to know how much their dad means to me, and how I will never be against him or wish him harm in any way, shape, or form, and always support him. So, even though he's not here and refuses to come to anything I do, and says he will never read this damn book, I want his kids to know, and all of my friends and family to know, that he's a great guy. He's a really good guy. So for David, I put, and I don't know why I didn't get tissues, but thank you for being 100% of who you are, every minute of every day. Thank you. From when we met, through our marriage, divorce, and right to this very minute, you have been supportive, understanding, even when I did not deserve it, and you never left. If not for you, there would be no me, and vice versa. We rose from the ashes and created an amazing life for not only ourselves, but for our kids as well. I appreciate you and everything you do for me and our 6 brown eyes. And those are the kids, obviously, with the 6 brown eyes. So he has been super supportive, super amazing. He's exactly the kind of ex-husband that somebody would want. If you wanted an ex-husband, he's definitely the one to have. And I lucked out with him. And unfortunately, my next book is going to be a little bit more about that relationship. So it's going to be a lot of learning. And then I have these 3 kids. These 3 kids just bullied their way out of my uterus and into the world. But this is I want to say that my kids are super brave tonight because they've seen their mom go through some stuff, and it's been hard for them. And the fact that they showed up is amazing, and I'm so proud of these guys. Jack, Harry, and Kane, my 3 sons. I know it hurts your hearts to read my story, but one day when you're ready, it will be here waiting for you. I hope when you finally do read my words, you find understanding, hope, strength, healing, and happiness within them. These words have been written for you. Long after I have gone, my words will remain to guide you in the right direction. And I will never leave you alone. Are you really filming, Christina? Yeah. I love you guys, always and forever. They're so cute. So I have one that I want to read that makes me happy. They all make me happy. But yesterday, I had some stuff to do when I went and sat across from one of my favorite people in the whole world. For like 3 hours? 4 hours? I sat there in his office. First of all, the screwiest thing happened when I went in. There were no pictures of us together at all. And I looked around and I was like, wait a minute, what? 2 pictures of Tina. Well, a little dramatic. 2 pictures of Tina, 1 picture of Sammy Hagar, and no pictures of me? I have something for you in your gift bag. It's a picture of me. But I went into his office and sat there, and I leaned back in his chair and I said, you are the worst friend ever. Why would you let me do this? And he's actually not the worst friend ever. He's completely opposite of the worst friend ever. He's pretty much amazing. But Mike and I have an interesting story because he got caught in the tornado.
Crossfire. Tornado.
No, Mike had it pretty bad. Mike had it pretty bad for about 3 minutes.
Seemed like an hour.
Seemed like 2 hours.
Seemed like a long time.
So Mike and I go back a little bit, and so if there is one person in this entire world that should have walked out on me, it's Mike. Mike had every reason in the world to be like, F this girl, and never talk to me ever again. He kept coming back for more. He kept coming back. Actually, after that it was fine, I think. But Mike has been there for me, and I write a little bit about him and his wife in my book. Not a lot of people made it into the book. 5 people maybe, aside from the main character. And Mike's story is in there for a reason because the first person I met who showed me unconditional love, unconditional friendship, and taught me in a way what it's like to be a human. And Mike means a lot to me, like a lot. So Mike, I have an acknowledgement for you. If you want me to read it, I'm reading it anyway. If it were not for your unconditional love, support, and encouragement, I not only would not have been able to write this book, I would have no idea who I was. You have shown me strength when I was weak, laughter when I was sad, a lot of laughter, and encouragement when I was down. But more importantly, you have shown me what unconditional friendship looks like. Thank you for accepting me when you should have written me off. I could not have picked a better human to call friend. I love you, Mike.
Love you too.
Mike is my favorite human. And Tina lets me have him as my favorite human. And I appreciate that, Tina. Thank you. So, yeah, Mike, amazing. Amazing friend. And I don't deserve you. I don't.
Yes, yeah.
So when I first started this book, I got a phone call late one night from maybe a slightly intoxicated friend.
No.
Yes. He had seen something on Facebook before any of this was anything. And he was like, you know what you need, girl? I'm like, what do I need?
I didn't say girl.
You always say girl.
Okay, maybe I did.
You definitely did. He's like, you need to write a series. And I'm like, oh, all right. So his idea was to write a series. Do you remember this conversation?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, write a series on, how did you say it? I don't remember how you said it. But like, not gonna happen, it's not gonna happen to me.
It's not gonna happen to me.
Yes, so somehow that turned into this. I don't know how that turned into this, but it did. So he was like, this is what you do. And he like laid it all out. And then I was like, okay, all right. And then I talked to my friend Lorna. And I said, this is my idea, Stephen's idea. And she helped me with the format, with turning the series into like a Netflix sort of episode sort of thing. And then from there I went to Michelle, who then sat and told me to turn and videotape and did all these amazing things for me. And then it was 5 minutes before launching, and I said to Hayden, what do I call this thing? Hayden says to me, signs in the rearview mirror. So I was like, I'll just do it.
Sure.
Do you have anything better in mind? I mean, come on.
No, I didn't. That's why I took it. So I have these 4 friends that have been there essentially from the beginning that kind of gave me this idea, helped me with it. Michelle has definitely been there through so much of it. Stephen got, he's like a vice president. He like bought a rocket ship. Now he's like, I don't know, running other countries. What are you even doing, Phyllis? So as soon as I started this, they decided to buy and flip a house. And I was like, what about my book? And they're like, oh, you got a name. So that's essentially how that went. But I do have a acknowledgement for these guys. So because you guys are all almost exactly the same, Lorna, Stephen, Hayden, and Michelle. I love Michelle. I know none of you would ever think about taking credit for anything I have accomplished. But if not for each one of you, your guidance and direction, ideas and honesty, I would not be where I am today. You each brought your own creativity to the table, and each one of you impacted this project turned book in a positive way. It started with an idea and took off because each one of you believed in me. And you really did. Really did. Thank you for every second, minute, and hour that turned signs in the rearview mirror into what it is today. And then Hayden sent me a text and he goes, what's my cut? Ladies and gentlemen, my friend.
We love you, Kelly.
Yeah, because you think you're getting a cut. So I have a couple more that I want to read, then I'll start with my chapter. Don't worry, it's not going to be as bad as you think it is, the chapter. But I have one for my amazing, awesome, super cute nephew. Miles, where are you? Are you even in this room, Miles? Miles is pretty amazing. Not only is he cute, but he looks just like me. Like a spitting image. It's almost like he's mine. Isn't it uncanny? But Miles, I wrote something to you in my book. I hope you like it. Okay? Miles, you inspire me to be a better version of me. I work hard to make you proud. For each time you hugged me, cheered for me just for walking through the door, and called me aunties, I thank you. I love you, and I promise to prove it every day. So my niece and my nephew, most legit humans. I mean, they're just, my niece, crazy smart, gets it from me. She's so cute, she's so smart, she's so awesome. And my nephew is, he's pretty cool too. I just think they're both awesome. But I have just 2 more. And then nobody else. So, this crazy whole process would not have happened unless I stumbled upon recovery. Dun, 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 Carrie. So, and Matthew, why are you still here, by the way? It's a private joke, it's fine. We love each other, it's good. I was in a toxic relationship, and I was the toxic one when I was married to David. Surprise! So Carrie's been my friend for a long time, and she's like super patient, to a degree, until you get like in like inventory phase. Inventory phase is, if my niece and nephew were not here, I would tell you what it is, but they are here and I can't say it in front of them. So it's a tough one, but not that I want to say too much because I don't want Carrie to be a puddle on the floor. But Carrie is a lifesaver. If you all look at her right now, she is wearing a cape. Oh wait, not all heroes wear capes, Carrie. They don't all wear capes. But seconds turn into minutes. Minutes turn into hours. And those hours turn into almost 4 years of breaking down, discovering, facing, healing, and eventually turning into living. I'm living a happy, healthy, independent, successful, amazing life. Like it or not. Like it or not. None of this would have been possible if it wasn't for you. That's right. You believed in me enough to walk this journey by my side, which she almost killed me a couple times. You believed in me enough to sit next to me as I cried, screamed, pour the toxins out. It's not easy to watch someone you love detox people out of their lives. But you did it. I can't thank you enough. I love you. So now I just gotta make my sister cry real quick. Oh, there she is. My sister, she's the best. She loves Legos and I hate them. Step on them all the time. So this is a duel for my sister and my brother. My sister did some brave things for me. The bravest thing someone can do when you are watching them live a life they shouldn't be, they tell you goodbye. And they say, I can't do this anymore. And my sister did that for me. So this is for her and my brother Aaron. Times are tough, hard, painful. I know how difficult it was to see me go through all of this. I know at times it is easier to close your eyes than to see me suffer. If you didn't close your eyes at times, I may still be where I was. Thank you for letting me go when you needed to, but more importantly, thank you for letting me come back and fix what I broke. I love you more than you know, and I would not want to be on this journey with any other siblings. I will never leave you again. I love you. So those are my acknowledgments. There are others as well. Buy the book to read them. But before I do set this up, and I do want to share with you guys my dedication. Who I dedicated my book to, because everyone's like, who should dedicate your book to? Who is it? So I'm excited because I thought about this dedication. I was like, who am I going to dedicate this to? I thought like Johnny Depp, and then I thought maybe like Lee's Kitchen down the road because I love them and he loved them so much. And I was like, who can I be so funny and dedicate this to? Johnny Depp did not make the cut. So this is not for him. So this is actually dedicated to 3 people. 3 amazing girls in my life. So not just for these 3 girls, but like for all the girls that are going to be dating and living and doing these things, and all the boys as well, because boys are in abusive relationships too. But This is exciting for me to read. Molly, where are you? My awesome niece. Molly, I dedicated this book to you. Gosh, I love her so much. So like, I wrote this book and I exposed myself so my niece will never experience what I did. So she will look back at this one day and she will say, what did aunties do? What did she not do? What can I learn from her? I went through all of this for her because I love her. So this is for Molly, my niece Raiden, who's so cute with red hair back home, and my goddaughter Lexi. May the light from the bridges I have burned illuminate your paths to healthy, happy, and successful lives and relationships. Always be brave enough to love yourself first. I love you. So those are some of the acknowledgments that I have and my dedication. So now I have to read. Okay. I'm going with chapter 8 because my niece and nephew are here, and I didn't want them to see or hear anything kind of crazy. So this is just a few pages of what this is. Lord, and Vince, you guys okay to go?
I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Go ahead, go.
Can you not read it and then just when we come back read it again?
Just wait here. Well, I'll just wait here.
It's right
Just
till you
bring
get back.
Jessica back.
Oh, yeah, perfect. Bring her back. Do you need to leave right now? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
Bye, guys.
I'm sorry. Bye, Vince. Thank you, Vince. Is my hair still frizzy, Michelle? Michelle?
I don't know, I'm not paying attention, I'm talking. What? Your hair's great.
Anyway, okay, so this is chapter 8. I'm not reading the whole thing. That would be insane. But this is a little bit long, so I'm so sorry. If anyone wants